I'm Roy Brubaker. Tonight we're here to salute a man who's not only a tremendously successful businessman and executive, but also a close personal friend and a terrible golfer. I've known Joe Henson since the old days when he was selling hardware. Not at IBM, at Haney's Provisions and Sundries in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I was already a big deal sales guy at IBM, and I was impressed by the eagerness of young Henson as he filled my order for replacement windshield wipers. He followed me like a puppy dog out to my big Cadillac sedan and even put the wipers on for me. But I was even more impressed when I talked him down from $3.99 a pair to 89 cents. P.T. Barnum said there's one born every minute, and I knew right then that I'd found mine in this kid Henson. He was young, good-looking, gullible, and he had one thing that prevented me from achieving the success I deserved. He had hair. I knew he'd make a perfect front for me as I ruthlessly worked my way up the corporate ladder. I'd pull a few strings for the kid, build him up, and then get him to do whatever I wanted. It worked like a charm. Before you knew it, me and my little Charlie McCarthy were living on Easy Street at IBM. When I figured we'd finally gone as far as we could in Armonk, I started pushing Henson as the best candidate for the CEO position at Prime in 1981. I coached him to say all the right things. He learned to parrot me pretty well, and next thing you know, we got the job. I wasn't too surprised. For one thing, Joe looked like a great president. Dignified, controlled. No one realized how I had to work to perfect that image. You don't believe it? Remember how great he came across in those corporate videos? I had to hire a professional actor to dub in Henson's voice. You may scoff, but I've got the proof right here. These are actual excerpts and outtakes from some of Henson's videotapes in which the real Joe is talking. Just listen, and you'll see what I mean.
Well, I'm gonna get to eat lunch with you guys, am I? How are you? Joe Henson. Nice to meet you. How are you? I'm gonna meet with you guys to talk about CPUs, which, as you know, stands for Computer Production Unit.
You mean Central Processing Unit.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
Joe, I was wondering if you could give us a sense of our corporate strategy against our competitors like Data General and Digital.
Tell me, have you ever had a fluffernutter?
Well, what I want to know is, what does that have to do with our strategy?
Well, first, you take a couple of slices of bread. You put a layer of peanut butter on one and a layer of marshmallow fluff on the other. Then you kind of grab them and smoosh them together.
Another time, he got a tour of our manufacturing facility. Oh, sure, he looked fantastic strolling around, but...
Hi.
Hi, Ken. Joe Henson. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, this little baby here is the broiler unit. Is that correct?
No, this is what we call a storage cabinet.
I'll bet this little baby can really cook a pork chop.
I've never really tried it, to tell you the truth.
Did you know you can cook a baked potato in a microwave in about 6 minutes? Now, these are all refrigerators here.
These are the 9955s, and over there, the 2450s.
Of course. I guess I need a new prescription for my glasses. Now you said a 9955 is about 4 times as powerful as a 2450?
That's right.
But how can that be? According to my math, 4 times 2450 is 9800. Or is 9955 the prize? Now, you make hardware. I used to sell hardware, you know. Yeah, I was good. I'd always try to get the customer to buy more. If he came in looking for a rake, I'd talk him into buying a shovel, too. You know what I mean? That's salesmanship.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Making those corporate videotapes was always grueling. We'd go through miles of videotape, trying to get Henson to read his lines without screwing up.
Mr. Henson, can we get on with the shoot, please?
Look at that little critter crawling across the rug. Is that an ant or an earwig or what? You see him?
Mr. Henson, please, we're on overtime.
Our strategy, of course,
translates into specific functional objectives for each function in the company. I thought you had this memorized. Do it again.
Our strategy, of course, translates into specific functional objectives.
Now, Joe, I hope you don't mind me spilling the beans like this, but since we're both retired now, it doesn't really make any difference. And after seeing what you did to me at my retirement dinner, you deserve it. You've taken a lot of ribbing tonight from a lot of people. You know, there's an old song that says, "You always hurt the one you love." Well, if that's true, I think we must really love you a lot. What do you think?
That's the kind of thing I've come to expect from people at Prime Computer. Thank you.